Hey, what's going on, guys? Rick with Rick's Toy Room, and it is comic book day. Well, technically, it is delivery day of my CGC MEGACON autograph submissions. So this box took a little bit longer to get back because I had all the books pressed before grading, and then obviously everything was CGC witnessed on site. I have not actually looked at the grades. I didn't know these were done. I got the FedEx notification last night about 10 o'clock saying, hey, be home, you've got to sign for this box. I'm like, what am I signing for? And found out that the MEGACON books are done. And here, so this is going to be the first reveal of the books for us all on the channel. And this is going to be the first find out of all the grades, see how they did. Already, I told you guys on a previous video after I finished the MEGACON review that I was probably going to end up sending 2 of these books back immediately because during my submission I was so worried about trying to get the submission done and hurried up so we could pack up the con that I did not select the Gambit labels for... Jax is all mouthy. I did not select the Gambit labels for the Nakayama and the Zerdy books. So let's open these, let's take a look at them. Even though I did ask one of the girls from CGC to make a note, I don't think it was applied. So worst case, I gotta put these back in a box and ship them back out tonight. Not a big deal. It'll take about 4 days for these to get back, get back, get done. So let's crack the box. Let's see what grades we got. I'm super excited. I'm actually working from home today because, like I said, I didn't know that these were coming. I do have, technically, tomorrow's a PTO day and could have just waited until tomorrow, but I really rather not do that to the FedEx guy. I know his job's already hard enough, so why make him have to come back twice for the same box? Just makes no sense. All right, plus there's a lot of extra paperwork for them, and it's just stupid. I can work from home. Okay, first things first, we got a bunch of flyers and stuff on the bottom. Let's just take a quick look. Comic Link Exchange. So there's that. There is Key Collector Comics. Discover your next CGC key with Key Collector. It looks like CGC has a new app. Elite Comics 11 on Instagram. Looks like these are a new company that CGC partners with to do autographs. And then LPA, curious about your collection, ask Travis. Whew, excuse me. Nope, okay. Laundry Pop auctions. Cool. So some ads. It's a good way for CGC to make some money. Partner with some of their bigger submission teams in groups. Let's get into it. So there is the invoice. I'm not looking, so in case it has the grades on it, I want to be surprised and shocked. My work computer's going crazy. All right. Cardboard. Okay, first up, Amazing Spider-Man 65. This was the Delato. I'm really excited to see what this one got. 9.8 Delato Virgin cover, MEGACON exclusive. This was the Saturday Secret drop. I think the actual comic itself was actually it wasn't necessarily a MEGACON exclusive, but it was an exclusive. It was a secret drop that they added to their booth. This was from Carnivore Comics. So there's that. Take that down so we can read that a little bit better. Da-da-da. Sorry, I got a lot of reflection because I got the windows open in here. 9.8 on a Delato. That's amazing. I think there might be Spider-Man labels. If there are, I'll resubmit that one and get the Spider-Man label because I really do like the design of like the custom color labels. All right, next one is the Image Skybound Fan Expo Edition. This is G.I. Joe #1. Survey says, yeah, baby. Signed by Martin Simmons himself. Also a 9.8. This cover actually... The reason I decided to get this one is this cover very much reminds me of the He Was Once a Man action figure and the transition from, if you've ever seen the G.I. Joe movie, where what was it? I think Nemesis Enforcer or Slobulus threw the little like alien facehugger at Cobra Commander because they deemed so Pentor basically deemed that Cobra Commander was a terrible leader of the Cobra organization. So Pentor was going to be the supreme leader. Nemesis Enforcer basically threw Cobra Commander out of Cobra Law. So they throw the face hugger on Cobra Commander. It eats through his mask. You see in the cartoon where it starts to convert him to an actual Cobra snake. So he was a man, and then he starts to convert to that snake human. And then by the end of G.I. Joe the movie, he just becomes a snake and slithers off. Roadblock becomes blind. There's a whole story arc about Once a Man Cobra Commander. And this cover really did pay homage to that. So then we also have the Simmons G.I. Joe #1 Fan Expo exclusive Virgin cover. Check that out. Again, signed by Mark Simmons. And the biggest comparison between the two covers. So on the trade cover, you have the Cobra logo on Cobra Commander's hood, on his mask. And then on the Virgin cover, you see his skull leaving the mask. This transition from him as a human to becoming the snake in the movie. Again, 9.8. And when I say the movie, it's G.I. Joe the movie, the cartoon edition, the animated version, not the live action that they made. So a third 9.8. That is really, really, really solid. I'm absolutely loving these grades right now. The G.I. Joes will probably go up next to my G.I. Joe display that's in the toy room. I've got some original artwork by... oh man, why can't I think of his name? I've had a really hard time with names lately. We'll go back to that later. All right. Last two books. These are the Zerdy and the Nakayama exclusives. This is the Gambit and the Rogue. This one is going to be Uncanny #7, the Nakayama edition. So this is Gambit. And what did we get? We got a 9.8. All right, check it out. So I've got both a signature and a sketch from AJ Lacaserio, who was the voice of Gambit. As you see on the cover, he signed it. Mon Ami Rick, his autograph. And then next to that, you've got Nakayama, who did the actual cover. This is a foil. This is a Virgin. Gambit being my absolute favorite X-Men character next to Wolverine. If I had to organize them, it'd be like Wolverine and Gambit #1, Cyclops, Galoshes. But check that out. That is cool. David Nakayama and Gambit signed the card. It's so slick. AJ, when he was at his booth, had someone, I don't remember, he said someone made it for him or if he bought it this way, but they were essentially plexi laser etched trading cards, and he had like a little base that lit them up, so it looks like he's holding a lit up card, and he took a couple photos with those. This book actually is, oh, that makes me happy. But again, I do want the Gambit cover, so this is going back. I'm going to send that back to CGC. I'll fill out the forms tonight. Last but not least, now is the Zerdy Rogue. This is also signed by Lorianne Zan, who did the voice of Rogue on both the original X-Men Fox cartoon and the X-Men 97. This one got a 9.8. That is sick. You see where Zerdy signed it here in the corner. Lorianne signed it down here. Love Lorianne Zane. Sugar, love Lorianne Zane. With a little heart. Signed as Rogue. Here it is up here. Hey, Rick Sugar. Love Lorianne. Oh, it's fucking badass. And I'm definitely going to, again, do a Gambit logo on this. As much as, Rogue isn't Gambit, putting a Gambit logo on a Rogue book, I think my justification for that is that Rogue and Gambit obviously get married. They finally, work out everything, even though Rogue and Gambit can't ever really touch. They get married, so I think putting these on the wall with a Rogue and Gambit cover or label sitting next to each other would just look really, really sick. Yeah. So this actual one, I mean, look, those were 5 books, all 9.8s. They were all essentially hand-picked and hand-delivered to CGC's booth. CGC then, obviously, properly and packages them at the con, got them sent. They were all pressed, so that probably has a lot to do with it. I believe the Rogue did have a small little issue in one of the corners that was pressed out. Actually, you can see it right on the edge that got pressed, but all the bindings are really good. All the staples are solid. Beautiful books. Beautiful books. So let's go back through these again. I don't know. I mean, as much as I want the Gambit sticker on these, I'm already getting the Gambit title card on my first appearance and issue 1. So maybe I won't get these done. I got the Wolverine ones done though, so I kind of want to. Yeah. So again, let's just review. Signed and sketched by AJ. Signed by Nakayama. Signed and sketched by Loran Zane, and then signed by Zerdy. We've got our Virgin Simmons cover of G.I. Joe #1, 9.8s. We have the trade back signed by Simmons as a 9.8. And the Virgin Delato Amazing Spider-Man #65 signed by a 9.8. This is sick. This is really, really cool. I do like this cover. It's very clean. And Delato was just a great guy to meet and talk to. I spent a good portion of my Saturday afternoon working CGC, just running back and forth with Delato's booth because he was so busy. And then again, you guys saw the story where Todd McFarlane actually wanted to meet Delato, so he came over, met Delato, signed a bunch of autographs for people as well. Yeah, like MEGACON was a great show this year. I cannot wait for the next one and hope to hear from CGC if they need some more help throughout the year on some of their other cons. And I've got to go find space on the wall to put all of these. The hard part for me is obviously the Gambit and Rogue are celebrity signed as well as comic artist signed. So most of my office has my celebrity signatures. All my like movie individual characters here, all my like headshots, promo photos, and my Turtles cards here. I've got my action figures there. My C-3PO back there. So I have like all my celebrity autographs here, even my Dean Cain and William Shatner comics are in this office. But at the same token, these books are toy related, they are comic related, now my OCD kicks in, like where do I put my autographs, right? I think these are just going to go ahead and go into my game room. Yeah, I'm going to put all of these in the game, all these will go in the game room. The G.I. Joes with the G.I. Joes. I don't have a Spider-Man display, so this will just go up on the wall with my Marvel Comics. I am going to break out my Series 1 X-Men 97 action figures, even though a couple of the packages are a little dinged up. I'm probably going to make a whole new, redo that wall, put all of those up. I'm going to do the 5 X-Men 97 comics that I got from Whatnot, that I've got the run of. I'm going to get those over to my boy Matt. I'm going to have him press those. I'm going to have him submit those and get them graded. I know he'll press them a whole lot faster than CGC will. So I will get them to Matt, get them pressed and submitted hopefully next week, because I've got PTO starting Friday. Yeah, PTO Friday. I go back to work Monday, Tuesday. Then I'm on a 10-day break. 10-day break. So I'll have plenty of time to get those over to Matt, get them set up, get them submitted, and then let CGC run those. And then I'm still waiting on Gambit issue 1 and the first appearance. So once those are done, I'll let you guys know. I don't know when they were actually doing the signing. All the books had to be received by like February 14th. And what's crazy is they were all delivered to CGC before the 14th or on the 14th. and yet they didn't check them into their system until like the 20th and the 25th. I still haven't heard that they were declined, so I don't know when the actual signing for Chris Claremont is. Hopefully I'll see some movement on those. Now that I've seen the grades on these, I'll log back into my account and see what's happening. But that's it. I'm going to go find a place on the wall for these, take my lunch, and get some stuff over to my boss guy, and then go from there. So, thanks guys. We'll see you next video. See, I told you we'd find something to do a video for. All right, later.